I just dropped about riding behind some dude that's even going to court on a ticket or whatever. Tell it.
Yeah, dude, you're brave. I would not be doing that. I would not be doing that. One, you don't know what he's done. You don't know if he's wanted. You don't understand the circumstances. You need to find out before that gentleman even gets behind the wheel. Some case like that, get a hold of your dispatcher, let him know what's going on. You take him to the yard and drop him off and let him get squared away with that. If not, you're going to be held liable, and your license is not worth losing it.
Or your life. Or your life. So my question for you is, would you run team?
I would run teams under the right circumstances with the right personnel. One, you gotta know the guy, you gotta trust the guy, you gotta make sure.
Not meet him at a truck stop and here he is and here's the key.
Not meet him at a truck stop or one that's fresh out of school. You gotta get along, it's gotta be compatible. I know it sounds weird and strange, but it's almost gotta be like a marriage, because you're with another driver for so long. You guys gotta learn to communicate.
You gotta learn how they live too. What do they need? What do they drink? What truck stops they want to stop at for a shower?
Exactly.
How they roll.
It's almost
you roll, and you're gonna have to change the way you roll regardless, because you can't jam your radio real loud while they sleeping. You can't. There's a lot to it, and you're not as free, and you got, like I called it, baggage. I called it dead weight. I told him, you got to drop that dead weight, brother, because you got too much baggage, because you get in that hotel that you're paying for, you got to be up and out by 12, but then you got to be up earlier than that to get up with him, to get in the truck and get, together and get it back in that truck.
Exactly. You have to.
And they got your cell phone. And
communication is the #1 key out here. If you think you're going to come out here and do this all by yourself without talking to anybody, you might as well go home, pack your bags and go home, because you're not going to get nowhere. The object of this deal is be able to get loads, do it safely, and communicate with people that are around you, especially your dispatcher or somebody that's riding with you.
And dock workers that don't know nothing about ripping seals off trailers, and they'll snatch a metal seal and cut their hand in a second, and then they can't even unload you. How about them walking around your truck and thinking they're going to get your doors? No, you get your doors, because you want to make sure they're hooked up top, because they might not know how to hook a door, and you ride down the road and your door flies open, and that's on you when it hits a car.
You're liable.
Yep, you better check everything
about that. For all the people that doesn't know about this, when you get a seal, even though it's a piece of plastic, you seal that thing and you break it, and if you want to quote me wrong, you look it up. You break that seal without permission, you can go to prison. That's a federal offense. As soon as you lock that seal, you cannot break that seal. That's how I know that. I spent 25 years in the oil field, almost went to jail over the deal for breaking a seal without permission.
And even when they're wanting to go back there and break the seal, move the doors and back on up, what if they fell down and you didn't see them? What if they're back there in between you and the dock? There's been so many instances that I've heard of. They're isolated, but there's quite a few where it's been like, a trainer was training a driver to back up to a trailer or something like that, and he got crushed between that truck and another truck or whatever and died because they were training somebody to drive a truck and doing that. And there's a lot of dangers. That's why we're wearing reflective vests. It's not because it's just because it's required. It's for safety. It's for us, because we care more about ourselves than to die over that. But so I really just wanted your take on that. Anything else you want to say, man? This is your channel, just like it's my channel. Tell every truck driver out there, you're talking right now, you're talking to 250,000 people on my channel. It's showing 128,000 people that have been there, and they're all coming back, and a lot are subscribing, and some are hidden subscribers because they don't want to set up a YouTube channel. I know that they're lifting me up. I've seen their emails. I've seen, a little private message on YouTube, and I've seen their comments. So people are liking what I'm doing. But what would you want to say to somebody looking for a company to work for? I mean, tell them about what we were talking about a minute ago, where if a company, here's my bottom line, I'm gonna ask you, if a company for you to say is taking care of you, what kind of steps do they have? Tell them about coming and picking up the truck.
Oh, it's you got some of these companies that they're gonna tell you over the phone, if you break down, we'll go and put you in a hotel, yada yada. All they're trying to do is sucker you in. You need to find a company to where you're actually, if you do break down, like the company I'm driving with, if I break down, my company will put me in a hotel, they will pay for it, they will bring me a truck from their yard and drop it off, and then take my truck back to the yard to get it fixed. They're not going to call any old random John Doe down the road like Billy Bob's Record Towing Service that doesn't know nothing. You need to watch out for the guys. Ask the mechanics at the yard, are you gonna do this? Or are you gonna do this? Don't trust the dispatchers, especially the recruiters. Start poking around and asking. Don't trust them. They're gonna sucker you in and you're gonna get screwed. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
I've been doing this. I know what I'm talking about.
And I was telling him, I'm doing a lease purchase for a reason. I'm buying a truck, not just a lease, but a lease purchase. I'm buying a truck for the purpose of turning around and selling it, being in a new truck the whole time, getting a new truck right after that, and having less maintenance and issues to deal with because I'm not a company driver. So if you're buying an older truck, you better be a good mechanic. You think you're getting a cheaper payment? I don't care if it's $10 less than the other one. Get the new one. Because otherwise, like I said, there's some certified mechanics that say, hey, I've been building trucks for years and I'm about to go drive one and own it. That's fine. And if you want to have an old one and you're going to change wheel seals that go out every, 600,000 miles, 400,000 miles, sometimes sitting on a truck lot for too long will mess up a wheel seal. So as soon as you buy it, you can drive off the lot and have a $250, $350 bill. I mean, it's cheaper at TA, believe it or not, but there's some places that, it could be upwards of $400 if you got to change the brakes. If they're saturated, you're talking, it could be a little bit more. I mean, anyway, so yeah, we're just sitting here at a truck stop and I'm rapping with this guy for a minute and was telling him about my channel, and he said if it was his company, they'd come clear from Arizona if they had to and bring him a truck and hook him up and take the one that was busted back, and they'd put him in a hotel, not have him have to pay for it. How they gonna do it? With a credit card or with an agreement with the...
It's called a EFS check. We've got our own accounts, just like writing a personal check.
Yep, EFS.
Yeah, it's called EFS, and they'll give you some numbers. You're just trying to give that to them.
And most hotels take that?
Yeah, most hotels will take.
And I was telling my friend, and it's more his close personal friend, the point is, I was telling him, I was like, look, he says, well, you know how you have to pay for scale tickets? I'm like, no, I don't know how I'm having to pay for scale tickets. That's a whole nother problem. I take that right off my corporate card and swipe it, and then they pay it back, so it never comes out of my check, but they pay it in the first place. So your pocket money is, whose money is that?
Yeah, it's their money is what it's doing. It's just a big circle.
Yeah, so I'm saying, but if in your case, your pocket money, is whose money is your money?
Yeah, my money is my money.
That's right. Tell them.
My money is my money. I'm not using my personal money to pay for anything. To
finance your company's payroll, and then wait till Friday, and then you can't get. And so, anything else you want to bring up about some of these bad companies that are some of these, I would call them second chance companies, or anybody that's being done wrong in a beat up truck, and
I've seen guys with beat
exhaust
up trucks.
leaks. They're sitting there, they're mindless. You got to talk to them. You got to bring them out in some fresh air and say, get out of the truck for a second, come over here in some fresh air. Talk to me for a minute and get your brain right and get away from that company. First off, take it to the shop and get the exhaust leak fixed. Second, tell that company they should have seen the markings on that. You've been tired and running it, but they should have seen it, and the mechanic should have been on top of it. And so they don't care about you, obviously.
Yeah, you can tell by the old guys when you see different color hoods and
different color hoods. Yeah, it looks like a patchwork quilt. Yeah,
the bungee cord holding on the right side fender, and stuff like that. And the mirror got the duct tape on it. Come on, guys. I mean, come on. We're all in this together. Let's do it right. Start thinking with your head. Don't be playing dumb. These are 80,000-pound missiles, man. You can kill somebody in a blink of an eye. Start using your head, man.
That's right. And how about this? If you take it to the shop and you've got an intermittent problem that don't show up that well when you take it to the guy, but you're like, hey, it's doing this. And the next day he says, I can't find it. You go ahead and take that truck driver. What do you tell him?
Oh, I wouldn't even take it to begin with. Tell him, no, you're gonna find it, or you're gonna give me something else. I'm not taking that truck. Yeah,
or the air went out in the ride that's yours, and there ain't no more available, they say, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to. It's time for you to what? Walk.
It's time to see you later. Here's the keys. Buddy, I would.
Because you're protecting your life, but you're also protecting your license, because you could lose your livelihood and your license for that mess. But anyway,
you sure can. But be safe, guys, man. We're all in this together. We got 50,000 drivers out here. We're all in this together.
I heard we're in the millions. Man. I know they turn off they put, you know what, they put trucks off the assembly line every 13 minutes.
Yeah.
Some people say they should slow down and maybe put air pressure in the tires.
Well, let's start thinking, man. Everybody be safe, man. We're all in a pack. Let's not come out here and kill one another. Like I said, these are 80,000-pound missiles. This dude's got a good channel going on. Keep subscribing, man. You guys keep the wheels down and keep it safe, man. God bless.
Yep, that's it. We're out. I'm gonna wrap it in for a minute. I'm gonna get down the road. Stay safe. Peace.